I am trying to get all my windows and monitors all working. I'm just kind of random streaming here. Can you all hear me out there? I can now see YouTube chat, and didn't realize that it was going live already. I was still setting things up, but I am not a YouTuber. Somebody say we can hear you if you can hear me. I'm not sure why the link doesn't work in Discord. I don't know if there's like some kind of special link for streams, but it gives me a weird stream URL, rtmp://. So I don't know if that's the one they gave me, so I don't know if that's the right one or not. Maybe somebody else can link the proper stream. But I did a live stream in Discord the other day. This is mostly for our YouTube subscribers. There's about a little over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. And it just got daylight, so it's now morning, so you can look at this beautiful, beautiful dragon. I'm in US 4 right now on the PvE server, so nobody can like kill me or something, which wouldn't be good. Yeah, there's probably a little bit of a delay because I put it on the high quality settings so that it would capture the best quality, because this video will be like posted on the channel. So I wanted to make sure it had better quality. And if I miss your question, I apologize, because kind of like looking back and forth while I'm playing the game. So, when is the Flame Stalker coming out for testing? This month. It'll be on the test server. So testers will start helping me balance it out and get it ready this month, February. The earliest it's going to be out to the public is going to be March. So that will be the earliest that we'll be able to get it out. So don't expect it this month. It won't be out until at least March, maybe April. I wonder if this has a title. Oh, let me see if I can change it. It's just called Be Awesome Games Livestream. I don't know if it automatically updates or what. I think this is like the 4th, 5th, 6th time I've ever done a YouTube stream, so not really familiar with how it all works. The Kickstarters with the Head Start access, it's called Kickstarter Beta. They will get it a week early, so they'll be able to spawn in as the Flame Stalker a week before everybody else, and they'll still be able to nest people in, but they'll have spawn access a week early. That's part of their Kickstarter reward. The Inferno Ravager is not as far along as the Flame Stalker. Flame Stalker is farther along, so that's why we're showing this one off. And I'd say the Inferno Ravager is probably a month behind the Flame Stalker. yeah, so yeah, we get that commentary a lot that wow, they raised $500,000 and you know uh, there's only 2 dragons or 3 dragons so far. People that say that, they have absolutely no idea how long it takes to develop a game, especially from scratch. We started developing this game October of 2019, and you know, the month right after the Kickstarter ended on September the 30th, we began developing this game. And the beta release of Day of Dragons was released July 21st, 2021. So, you know, a little over a year and a half, you know, year and a half, about, what was that, 18 months, 19 months? You know, we were able to get a playable game with 2 dragons in. So that's pretty good compared to a lot of games, because most games take a minimum 5 years to develop. So anybody that says, wow, this is all you got after 2 years of development, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what, you know, how long it takes to develop a game. So, but people that have stuck with us from the very beginning, from Kickstarter, seen all the updates, seen the progress, you know, those of you that have seen it, you know, there's development, there's bugs, there's, you know, all kinds of stuff that happens in game development. There's hiring people, training people. There's a lot of work, and we're a small team, so we only got, you know, 11, 12, 10 to 12 developers. So, you know, for the team of our size, and, you know, 2 years, we have a lot of progress. So, and look how beautiful our dragons are. So, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say about that. But I see that a lot. A lot of people that like to, you know, mock the game or whatever, the development. They just don't know how long it takes to develop a game. So, it takes a lot of time. Yes, I am surrounded by lots and lots of shadow scales and acid spitters. Everyone's really, really excited about the upcoming Flame Stalker. And, you know, it won't be long after the Flame Stalker that we'll be able to put in the Inferno Ravager, and it won't be long after that that we'll have the Magma in. That Magma's already done. It just can't put it in yet for game balance. Because there's nothing that can really stop it. So if I put the Magma Elemental in the game, you know, one player could kill a lot of, you know, a lot of other players, and there just wouldn't be any way to balance it. So that's why he's not in. But you know, his animation set's all done, models, textures, everything, all that stuff's all done. You just can't put him in. Thermal vision is not hooked up right now. It's done, I just don't have it hooked up. So I was actually in the process of working on 1.m, and then we had to get that L.4 patch out to fix the server lockup and a progress loss bug, and so this guy just, you know, happened to sneak into this patch. Hey, that's a good way to for me to see your question. Do what Rose just did and do the @BeAwesomeGames, and then I can see your question really easy. Will the Patreon Kickstarter skins be available from the release of the Inferno IF? The IF. What is the IF? The Flame Stalker? Inferno Ravager? Yeah, if that's what that means, yeah, so when the 1.m releases, there'll be the iconic skin, there'll be all the Kickstarter skins, the Patreon skin, and a couple other spawn and craftable skins for the Flame Stalker and Inferno Ravager. We plan to do that for all the dragons that come in the game. There'll always be when they release, there'll always be the iconic and the Kickstarter and the Patreon skins that release with it, along with a couple skins for spawning and crafting. Flame Stalker is faster on the ground. It's going to be slower in the air. I have him sped up right now, and while I'm testing him, just so I can get around the map and get away from my my entourage if I have to. But the Flame Stalker will be slower in the air, faster on the ground than a Shadow Scale. Yes, the Nurse Dragon is still coming to the game in update 1.1, so that update might be out later this year, might be out early next year. Why do people throw so much hate to this game? Well, it's because there was some YouTube videos that came out that said a bunch of stuff about us that wasn't true. Tried to make us look like horrible devs and, you know, trying to scam a bunch of people. And it made a lot of people mad, made a lot of people upset. You know, got people to believe that they got scammed out of their money, so they got mad, and that's what happened. So, and some people still just don't know that it's a legit game, a legit development team, and we're actually making something. So, scam games don't have a public Discord, for one. Scam games, the developers of scam games do not actually talk to people and do live streams. Scam games do not spend the money hiring developers and, you know, making content. So and I can go on and on about all the reasons that Day of Dragons is not a scam, and I wish people would quit accusing us of being a scam, because we're not. So, but enough about that stuff. Let's talk about the Flame Stalker. When is the Flame Stalker going to come out? Probably in the earliest would be March. April would be a safer assumption, but March would be the earliest it would be coming out. Will Overo always be a hybrid skin for all dragons? Yes. Will the Lava Lands be coming with the Flame Stalker or later? Definitely later. We are looking for a level designer that is going to make the Lava Lands a whole lot better than I could. And I made this Forgotten Forest map. You know, my level design skill set is limited, so we're looking for a professional level designer who can do a much better job than me. So we're holding off on that, and I'm just focusing on coding and game design. So you know, and by not actually working on the Lava Lands map, that's more time that I have to actually program Day of Dragons, and so I can get more features and things integrated a lot quicker since I'm not working on a map. How is the Blitz Striker coming along? The model and textures are all done. It's just waiting on animations, like a lot of dragons are waiting on animations. The Nurse, the Singegress, the Frostfell, the Bio, the Blitz. Trying to think of all the dragon models we have already done. We're almost done with the micro. That one's being finalized right now, the model. And then the behemoth will be next. So we'll have the micro and the behemoth done before the end of summer. And the hybrid, we got a model of the hybrid. I think the hybrid, the behemoth, and the micro will all be done before July. So we'll have all the Kickstarter dragons all modeled. Then we just have to get them animated. Is it possible to open a test server with Magma and Flame Stalker? Yeah, we do have a test server, but only closed testers are in the test server. So if you want to be a closed tester, you have to I think I have to ask Midnight how we're doing it. I don't know if we still have applications, or we're just going off of the applications that we had before. But we do have people that are in the closed testing, and we took away the NDA, so they're actually allowed to talk about what they're doing in the testing now. We're not hiding anything, so we got some cool stuff coming that you know, is just going to blow you guys away. Can't wait to get it out. I work on this game full time. I spend about, let's see, I start working on this game usually about 10 o'clock every morning, and I stop usually around 10 o'clock every evening. So I put in about 12 hours every day on Day of Dragons, and I haven't had a day off since Christmas. So yeah, I'm definitely overtime. I'm more than full time. I'm overtime on this game. So. Are you playing as an adult or an elder? This is an elder Flame Stalker. The reason it won't be released before March is because the juvie and baby animations have to be done after the adult animations are done. So we got the adult animation set, but now we're waiting on the baby and juvie animation sets, and those animation sets will most likely be done in March, early March. And so, but you know, I say early March, that's best case scenario. It might actually, you know, something might happen, something might come up, something might break, and they won't get here till April. But we're hoping for March or April for the Flame Stalker. Hopefully March. But don't say, hey, he said it's coming out in March, because it might come out in April. So I don't like to give like release dates, because anyone that's, you know, has done projects like this, things happen. You know, you have something like COVID happen, or you know, who knows? There can always be something that pushes back the release date. It could be a game-breaking bug. You know, it could be anything. So. Will quests be in with the Flame Stalker update? I'm hoping so. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping so. It's kind of like it's either going to come out with that update, or it's going to come out with the Inferno Ravager update. So. Can you sign up as a tester? I am the wrong person to ask about that. You want to ask Midnight, our community manager. I'm not sure if we're still taking applications or if we have that closed right now. Ah, nice. We got about 140, 150 people watching right now. That's cool. How are you doing overall? I've been having a headache lately. I think I've been spending too much time on the computer. Let's see. Will the adult Flame Stalker stand a chance against an Elder Shadow Scale? If it's slower, it'll be targeted more often. The Shadow Scale would need to stay at range. The Flame Stalker would kill it if it got within melee because it has a stronger bite and better armor. The Flame Stalker could, or the Shadow Scale could kill it if it stayed at distance. It can outrange the Flame Stalker. So it really just depends on the two players. You know, are you going to let the Flame Stalker get close enough to kill you, or are you going to stay away from it and kill him? Will the Flame Stalker Eldering be the same as other species? Yeah, so I don't think the mushroom thing is going away. We are going to work on changing how the mushrooms appear in the world so that people don't just camp the same spots over and over again. Yes, Flame Stalker is faster on the ground than the Shadow Scale. Shadow Scale is much faster in the air than a Flame Stalker. That's his friendly call right there. He looks like he might eat you, but he's not going to right now because he's kind of in a good mood. But he still could eat you. The threat call and the 4 call and the 5 call, those aren't in yet. You probably won't. I don't know if I'm going to show the skins until it actually comes out. I like watching people discover the skins and post them in the Discord. That's always fun. But I might show like the Kickstarter skins off to the Kickstarters, Patreon skins to Patreons. So. No, Flame Stalker cannot run faster than a Shadow Scale can fly. So Shadow Scales are one of the fastest flyers in the game. You want to see a adult? Sure. There. I don't have to die and respawn. Now I'm an adult. Maybe Bad Parrot can. And Parrot's actually a female Flame Stalker. You can tell she don't have a beard. And I got this goatee beard here on my Flame Stalker. Also, I got spikes down my back, like right down there, and she don't. So that's some of the dimorphism we have between the two genders of Flame Stalkers. See, will the hybrid still have an elder phase? Seeing it will be the lastest dragon in game. Yeah, hybrids will have. They will be able to go ahead and hit elder. No, there's not. I don't think not even an acid spitter can run faster than most things can fly. Flight is a lot faster than running. So. I have no idea how many elder mushrooms it'll take. I don't. There's not like a set number that I put in for stats. There's an algorithm that determines how many mushrooms you got to eat, and it's not like 80. I don't like put in 80. It's a little more. I guess a little more complicated than that. I probably overcomplicated how it happens, but I don't actually count the number of mushrooms. I look at the spreadsheet of you know, the math equations, and I'm like, yep, let's do it like this, and this one like that. They all use the same equation. The number of mushrooms is directly related to the growth timer. So the longer it takes for something to grow, the more mushrooms you have to eat to get to elder. So I don't like put in a number of mushrooms. I tweak the growth times, and then the algorithm determines how many mushrooms it takes to hit elder. But the growth time of the Flame Stalker is a lot more, it's a lot longer than the growth time of the Shadow Scale, so it's going to take a lot more mushrooms. And it, it scales, which you want it to do, because an elder Flame Stalker is really strong, and so it needs to, for players to have something really powerful, there has to be some type of game time investment to get that powerful, and that's one of the ways I balance powerful creatures. No. The only dragon that is going to maybe be able to fly in place is going to be the bio. I think it can like hover and fly backwards. But the current flight system uses physics, and even though I could make it to where you can stay in a hover, I don't want AFK flying in Day of Dragons. I want you to actually have to pilot your dragon and not just like AFK in the air somewhere while you go make a sandwich and your dragon's still there hovering. I feel like that can really be exploited, because a lot of people would just go fly away really high and just hover in place while they go AFK and do something, and then come back and safe and sound. Is the Shadow Scale white skin unlockable? No. The only Kickstarter skin that's unlockable is a melon, and that's because it was a stretch goal. I kind of wonder how many players are on the server right now. 104 players on the server. And they're all chasing me. Help! Help! Now you might be an adult Flame Stalker, but if you have that many Shadow Scales chasing you, you might want to get out of Dodge. Release as in Flame Stalker release, or release as in 1.0 release? Flame Stalker release will be at the earliest March. Do not expect it in February. It's not going to happen in February. The earliest will be March, and the latest would probably be April. And as far as like a 1.0 release for the game, that won't happen until the Inferno's in, and the Magma's in, and a few other mechanics are in. But we do plan on the 1.0 release to be this year, 2022. And then after 1.0, then you can look at our Trello and see what we're going to be adding in 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. After 1.0, which is the promised game that, you know, we said, hey, we're going to make a game. 1.0, that's the game. And then the Kickstarter stretch goals, those things will be added after 1.0. In 1.1, you'll get the Nurse and the Singe Crest. And then 1.2 will be, we switched around, so I can't remember now what it is. Somebody help me out. So maybe somebody has a link to Trello and can tell us what's coming in 1.2, because I can't think of it right off the top of my head. There's not going to be any wipes. So I had to make some changes to the player and clan system. We did have to wipe the clans. I did not have to wipe the players. I was able to update the player saves and the save system without needing a wipe, so all the data is preserved. And we tested it, and when you log in with an old save, it will automatically update to the new save. So it will convert your old save into a new save. I was able to get that done. So no worries on player wipes. You'll get to keep all your Acid Spitter and Shadow Scale progress. Will Bio and Feathered Zigavo be able to achieve Elder? No. There won't be an Elder Zigavo and there won't be an Elder Bio. I believe that anything below Class 3 does not have an Elder stage, so Class 1 and Class 2 dragons don't Elder. Look at that beautiful flight. See all those dragons following me. I'm going over to the swamp. You notice I have a compass up here. We added that here recently, and now you can see which direction you're going. If you have a question, you can do whatever they're doing for the red thing. I see that really good, so I think it's at Be Awesome Games, and I see that, and then you can do that, and I'll try to answer your question. Oh, server's full. We got 110 players in here right now. I don't want to dive bomb into the water. Killing players. I'm on the PvE server. Maybe somebody will bring me a bug. If you want to see the eating animation, we can look at the drink. Wow! We want to see the Flame Stalker special ability, the thermal vision. Show us. I can't. It's not hooked up. It's done. It's just not hooked up in this build. Yes, first thing is the animations. That gets hooked up first. And then after the animations get hooked up, I start hooking up. I have to do the physics for the physics body. And then I have to do the I tweak speeds and things like that, tweak stats. Then I run through everything, make sure that like the carry works and the pickups work and everything's aligned properly, and we look at the animations to see if we have to do any tweaking or polishing or fixing, and then I start working on the attacks, and special ability is usually one of the last things I put in. Will there be a grabbing mechanism? Eventually, yes. When allowed, I think that's coming in the 1.1 update with the Singe Crest, because the Singe Crest, I want him to be able to like dive close to the water or into the water and grab a fish and fly out. So I think the grabbing with your legs is going to come in like 1.1, so that's a ways away. What would a battle between a Frostfell and a Flame Stalker player be like? Oh, that would be very interesting. They're both very weak to each other's elements, so ice does the most damage to the Flame Stalker or frost, and fire does the most damage to the Frostfell. So you would either kill each other with each other's breath attacks, or you would try biting each other to death. So it really could go either way. I think a matchup like that should really come down to player skill, because you're very evenly matched. They're both the same class. They're both vulnerable to each other's element, so it really just should come down to player skill. They both have armor. Will there be more animations for the current roster, such as a landing animation and turn in place animations? We have turn in place and landing animations. The problem is when we put them in, the turning animations, just with alt turning, they look horrible. Because, and somebody asked me this in the Discord stream, when you have a turn in place animation and you're turning like on a dime, you know, you're not actually moving off of the spinner, you know, the axis point. It's really hard to get a animation for a four-legged creature to look good. Now, if you do root motion, then that works. If you do a root motion animation, but then you're no longer spinning. You're actually like moving like this, you know. So you're no longer on that dime. You've moved. So to do an alt turn, it's, you know, most games that I have seen, that a lot of them don't even do a turn animation. They just let you spin in place if you're not actually moving. So yeah, we had one. I don't like the way it looks, so I'd rather just like alt turn. Maybe we'll do root motion eventually, but what we have now looks just fine to me. As far as a landing animation, landing animations are really tricky to do right, because when you're trying to tell the game to play a landing animation, you've already landed, so the animation takes place after the fact. Or you have to do line traces. You have to check to see if you're about to land, and then fire off the landing animation and try to get it to sync up properly with gravity so that you actually land when the animation, it looks like you're landing, so that you're not landing in the air or landing after you hit the ground. So those are both very complex things that we tried, but there's always a way to bug it out. And I think it looks cool, you know, but it's not like something that is real necessary. It's a whole lot easier just to, once you hit the ground, you know, go ahead and go back to idle. Sleeping for the Flame Stalker. And it's getting dark, so yeah. Let's see. Tucks his head down here. I can do drink. Somebody wants me to eat that, gotta give me some food. Yeah, that's not the, that's the sound for the shadow scale. We haven't got the Flame Stalker sound effect for eating and drinking in yet. my nickname, thank you very much. We appreciate fans like you that give us encouragement and positive feedback like that. Larger AI will be coming into the game. So the next AI that will be coming in is going to be the Swamp Snapper, and we got the animations done for that. I just have to put it in the game. But right now I'm working on the Flame Stalker. But I'm at the swamp, and this is where you're going to find the Swamp Snappers. They'll be all over the swamp. And they're pretty nasty, so they will try to kill you. Flame Stalker will need a hot environment, but for right now, I don't have the proper nest incubation in right now. Right now it's just sit on your nest and they'll automatically incubate, but eventually it'll be sit on your nest to lay your eggs, then you gotta incubate them with, by breathing fire on them, keeping the nest warm. And if the nest gets cold, the eggs, they die. So you kind of have to make sure that they stay warm. And you'll be able to tell by looking at the eggs, because if it's really warm, it'll be glowing, and if it starts getting cold, the glow will go away. You won't see it glowing anymore. So you want to make sure it stays red hot, the eggs. This last patch we did put in a feature for limiting clans. Server owners can now turn clans off, so they can make it so that you can't create a clan, and they can also limit the number of members in a clan. So both of those are already live, but we have no plans right now to limit clans or clan creation on official servers. I think clans are a healthy part of the game. Maybe clan size might be limited, but the problem with limiting clan size is that people will just create a second clan. If we limit clans to 100 members and they have 110 members in their clan, they're just going to create 2 clans. So there's really no way you can limit clans. People always find a way around it. And being somebody that has, been a clan leader in different games, it's really annoying when you have 110 members and the clan size is limited to 100, and you have to create a second clan, so you got to have a co-leader in the other clan, and you're in the original clan, and so you miss out on clan chat between the 2 clans. It's just, yeah. So we don't do that. I do know that larger clans have a big advantage over smaller clans, but there's not really anything you can do about that. Even without the clan feature, people still, whoever has the most friends are going to dominate the people that have lesser friends. But there has been, I have seen, like, on official servers, there have been clans that have been, like, they were, like, the dominant clan, and then all the smaller clans on the server rose up against the big dominant clan, and, overtook, the dominant clan. So then the dominant clan was no longer the dominant clan on the server, so, that stuff happens too, so. No, the courting call is not done yet. Right now, there's only 2 calls in the game, so That's the friendly call. And the alpha call, or roar. Nurse Dragon has a lot of defense, very strong armor, does a ton of damage up close, but has no ranged attacks, and is slow. So a nurse is really good at protecting an area, like a nest or a nesting area, but vulnerable from constantly being ranged attack. But very strong like up close. So if you're playing as a nurse, you'll want to have friends that can help you against, you know, people that have good range damage. But you're very well capable of protecting yourself if they try coming in to bite you, because if they come in behind you, you can tail swipe them, which does a lot of damage, and if they're in front of you, you can horn them, which also does a lot of damage. And I think she's even going to have a foot stomp. So very strong dragon at melee, but weak to ranged attacks. Ranged or thermal vision. Thermal vision lets you see thermal heat. So thermals will be really good at like night vision is just kind of like a grayscale, black and white, infrared type thing almost. Whereas thermals actually let you see heat signatures. Thermal's worthless on ice dragons though, so they don't produce any heat. But it's really good for finding shadow scales that are invisible. Have we considered a merch store? Yeah, we've considered it. You know, eventually we'd like to sell action figures. You know, Day of Dragons dragon action figures. There's a lot of people that want those. I want some. I'd love to have, you know, all of these on on a shelf somewhere, and you know, action figures. The only merch, you know, and plushies is another thing. People want dragon plushies. We actually do have a bio plushie coming out for Patreon subscribers that maybe we'll be able to put that in the store eventually. What do the class numbers mean for each dragon? So there's 10 classes in the game, class 1 through 10, and each class represents a category of the creature. So like the class 1 is the smallest creature in the game, and a class 10 is the largest. It's a terror class. Like the Sand Slayer and Snow Slayer worms are both class 10 creatures, which no dragon is able to defeat on its own. You have to have help. And a Flame Stalker is a class 5, so it's, you know, it's a good sized dragon. And when it hits Elder, you know, it upclasses to class 6 because it gets larger. And you know, alphaing not only gives you class up, you know, a higher class, it also gives you some bonuses. The like Shadow Skill is class 4, Acid Spitter is class 3, and when something is like a class 5 fighting a class 5, it should be an even match where player skill and you know, vulnerabilities really come into play. When something is like a class 5 is fighting a class 4, class 5 should always have an advantage on its turf. And like Flame Stalker's turf, you know, it's a close to mid-range solo type. So it's really good at stalking and ambushing, finding prey, and it's got good enough speed on the ground to catch smaller things. But when it comes to its weakness would be range. So because it's, you know, attack is only good, you know, probably what, 30-40 meters. So anything that's beyond that, you know, can pepper, you know, the Flame Stalker. Are we going to be able to run and broadcast? Maybe. That is, we can trot and broadcast. We can't run and broadcast right now. I might change that. Yeah, maybe. I might change that. How far will thermal vision reach? I don't know what the number is off the top of my head. It won't reach across the map, that's for sure. Its range is going to be somewhat similar to night vision. You're also not going to be able to keep it on constantly like night vision. You'll activate it and it'll come on for a little bit, and then it will turn off, and then you have to activate it again. And it costs stamina. And there is an animation for activating the thermal, and you like you know, starts kind of like testing the air and, you know, tasting it. Yeah, so when I redo the nest incubation system thing, there will be the ability for dragons to like you know, help incubate a nest. So like a fire breather will be able to like breathe fire on a nest, and I mean that will probably come in like 1.1 when the nurse dragon comes out, which nurses have the ability to incubate other eggs. I don't think 2 and 3 calls are gonna be usable in the sky. Just I think roar and the submissive call. I am on a PvE server, so on US 4. 2 call and 4 call and 5 call are not in yet. Only 1 and 3 right now. His bite attack's not hooked up right now. I'm being followed. How do they know? Oh wait, I got a developer tag on my head, huh? That's how they're finding me. Like, just follow the guy with the blue tag that says developer. Can I breathe fire in the air? No. It's bugged right now because I haven't worked on it. Right now it's just hitting me in the face. So, but I'll tweak that so that it actually, I'll fix that. But this is not like, it's not done. Nowhere near done. I still have several weeks of work left to do on the adult. But it's nice to see a preview of what's coming, right? Will other dragons be able to ride other dragons? It's possible. I know the Lindworm will be able to latch on. Whether or not others will, I'm not sure yet. I think when grabbing comes in, you'll be able to pick up a smaller dragon and carry them. Pick them up in your claws. If they're too big to carry in your mouth. But that won't happen until at least 1.1 update. Yes, there will be burn flame after damage from the flamethrower. You'll also have a burning icon on your HUD that shows you when you're burning. And if you are burning, you'll want to go jump in the water to get the burn off. Burning does damage over time, does fire damage over time. All these shadows gills following me. Oh, they're watching the stream. That's how they're finding me. Inferno Ravager Will it be in the Flame Stalker update? I doubt it. It will probably be in the update after the Flame Stalker update, which is 1.n. N is in night, or not night, yeah, night. I was thinking night with a K, night, N-I-G-H-T, night. Will projectiles or abilities be able to stop other, like a plasma shot? And plasma shots can stop each other. Like, I've seen people like shoot plasmas and the plasmas blow up on top of each other. I actually didn't even know that was a thing. Somebody showed me. It's pretty cool though. What else is planned for the Flame Stalker update? Dominant and recessive genetics and skins. So an update to the nesting system. The nesting, so dominant recessive genes, you'll be able to like carry like my scale thickness is D-, so I might have a D- and a little B after it, and that B would be my recessive scale thickness. So if I nested, I could pass on either the B or the D-, and so that's where dominant recessive genes come in. And they'll also apply to skins, so you'll have a dominant skin and a recessive skin. You won't know what your recessive skin is. There won't be anything to tell you what it is. The only way to know is to know what your parents were and what their parents were. So you could actually have like a you could have like a supernova great grandmother, and that recessive gene be passed on down 4 generations, and then out comes a supernova baby when neither of the parents were a supernova, but one of the parents was carrying that gene. So I think it'll be really cool for the nesting system with the dominant recessive genes. Can we get details on the plans to adjust the elder mushrooms? Only details I'm sharing with that is that you'll still need to find mushrooms, but you won't be able to camp them. So I'm going to take away the ability for clans to like claim mushroom, a mushroom spawn. So I think that's the issue most people have with is that the largest clans are claiming all the spawns, and the smaller clans can't get any elder mushrooms, and especially the solo players can't get any. So. Will the Ice Behemoth be the HTTYD Alpha Dragon where you can make the ice circles? If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. No. Will there be an emote for the Flame Stalker tail rattle? Maybe. I mean, anybody's wings in my way when I'm trying to show things off. Well, there you go. You can see the tail rattle on the roar. I don't know about you guys, but to me that is pretty awesome. That is awesome. I mean, look at that. That is so cool. Like, seeing his neck and belly light up with all that fire. And watching that big old stream of beautiful fire coming out of his mouth. That looks good. If you are a fan of fire dragons, then this is your boy right here. You have to look at the Trello to know when different dragons are scheduled. So that's kind of the order things are going to be coming out if you look at the Trello. The 1.0 update will include Flame Stalker, Inferno Ravager, Shadow Scale, Acid Spitter, and Magma Elemental. 1.1 will include the Singe Crest and the unnamed Nurse Dragon. We haven't figured out a name for it. What do you guys think would be a cool name for the Nurse Dragon? Anything but Helga. We're not naming her Helga. Will beta Kickstarter have early access? So yeah, I can't remember when it was, but a while ago we said that Kickstarters with the beta access perk, we have not forgotten about you, and going forward, Kickstarters with that beta access perk will get 1 week head start on new dragons that we're adding to the game. The only exception is a DLC dragon like the Blitz Striker or the Bio Dragon. So if you have the Bio Dragon, you'll get that dragon when it comes out, and if you have the Blitz Striker, you'll get that when it comes out. But all the other dragons, if you have that Kickstarter beta perk, you'll get 1 week head start. And what that means is that you'll be able to spawn in as that dragon a week before everybody else can, but you can still nest. So you can still like nest other players in as a Flame Stalker a week before they can actually spawn in the game, because the Flame Stalker is a free starter dragon, so everybody will be able to have access to the Flame Stalker. But the Kickstarters with the beta head start will get a week spawn access before everybody else does. So there's going to be lots of people saying, begging them probably to nest them in as a Flame Stalker. They'll be like, please nest me in. I want to be a Flame Stalker now, 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 now. And so, but that's that's the perk that you pledged for, when you pledged back on the Kickstarter. So that's what you get with that perk week head start. Do you guys think you'll ever add any type of mutations possible with breeding, just as a cosmetic touch further down the line? That is quite possible. I really like the nesting system, and I would like to do like player hybrids eventually. Player hybrid dragons, like different types of hybrids that are like super rare, but that would be way down the line. We'd have to make a custom dragon model just for those player hybrids. Not all Kickstarters, only the Kickstarters that had the beta perk. The Kickstarters that had the beta perk, they do get the head start access on all servers as soon as that update goes live. So when 1.m goes live, there'll be an update, let's say on a Monday or Tuesday, or whenever we update it. So they'll get nest access, and then a week later there'll be another update that will make it available for them. Ice dragons and ice drakes and ice wyverns, their ice breath will be able to have a chance to freeze. So you can freeze another dragon in solid ice. So. Will there be any dragon that you need to unlock? Yes. There are several dragons that you'll need to unlock. So in Day of Dragons, there's starter dragons, which you don't have to unlock. They're just on the screen. Anybody can spawn in as them. And then there's DLC dragons. There's the Acid Spitter, the Blitz Striker, and the Fire Behemoth that we have planned. Those are the 3 DLC dragons. And then there's the Kickstarter dragons, which, other than the bio, Kickstarters get the Kickstarter stretch goal dragons unlocked on all servers automatically. Non-Kickstarter backers have to work to unlock the dragon on each server they play on. So if you go to Official 1, you have to unlock it on Official 1. If you go to Official 2, you have to unlock it on Official 2. And I know some of the newer players, they don't like all the perks that Kickstarters get, but without the Kickstarters, we would have never had the funding to make this game. So and I know a lot of people would have Kickstarted it if they knew about it, but that doesn't take away from what the Kickstarters did to help us get where we are today. So we appreciate the Kickstarters, and they and I hope all of you appreciate them too, because they have brought you this game. So they've earned the rewards that they pledged for back during the Kickstarter when we were a no-name company with nothing but a vision and a dream and a demo, and we said, hey, this is what we're trying to make. Who wants to help us? And in Kickstarters, they said, I will, so they did, and here we are. And 2 years and what? 2 years and 3 or 4 months later, we have a very stable, playable game that we are people like, I guess I want to mention this again. Some people criticize us for taking 2 years to get this, to get only, our third dragon in the game. But it's like, how many game studios can, pop out a game in 2 years? Especially studios that only have like, 10 or 12 employees. So it's really not something that is easy to do and quick to do. You have to build a game from scratch, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of money. And I think for 2 years of development, I think we've come a long ways. So a lot of games, they're not even playable after 2 years of development. And I know some of them are really, a lot bigger scope than our game is, but usually it takes 5 years for any game to be released. So I think we're doing pretty good for 2 years and 3 or 4 months of development. Do I have a date in mind for the Blitz Striker? Nope. I have no idea when that's going to be animated. I just know in what order it's going to be put in the game, and if you want to know what order it's going to be put in the game, you have to look at the Trello. Our Trello has like which patch is coming, or what update's coming next. And right now we're working on 1.0, and we're in beta. So we're in beta 1.L is what's out right now, and 1.M will include the Flame Stalker. 1.N will include the Inferno Ravager, and I don't know, I might put the Inferno Ravager, or the Magma Elemental might come with the Inferno Ravager. Because once the Inferno Ravager comes in the game, there's no reason not to put the Magma Elemental in. So they might both come in the 1.N update, which is coming after 1.M. So I'm hoping that by mid-summer we'll have the Inferno Ravager in as well, and the Magma Elemental. So I believe that it's very safe to say that the 1.0 release will happen, this year in 2022. And then after 1.0, which is the promised game that we said that we would make, and then it's all a matter of adding the Kickstarter dragons and more updates, 1.1, 2, 3, 4, and then and adding other stuff that we want to add, and adding more dragons, even non-Kickstarter dragons. I want to have more non-Kickstarter dragons and Day of Dragons than we have Kickstarter dragons. So and you can look at the Trello. I mean, there's some other dragons that are coming after the Kickstarter dragons, like the Acid Wyvern, the Venom Drake, and things like that. The Ice Dragon, and then eventually want to do AI dragons as well. And those are called feral dragons, so they're not playable dragons. They don't have growth stages. Like there's no baby or juvie, but they're like AI dragons that have gone feral, so they've lost their ability to talk and communicate, and they've turned wild. And so those will be like AI dragons in the game. So, and those will be coming like way down the line. So. Yes, there will be Venom dragons coming in the future. And Venom is kind of like, you know, there's going to be a class 3 Venom Drake that is like the arch enemy of the Acid Spitter. They're both class 3 Drakes, and you know, Acid, it decays your armor and your stamina. And Venom is going to make you sick and you know, hurt your health. And so they're going to be like, they don't like each other. The Venom Drakes their home is the dangerous dunes, so the desert, that's where they come from. And the Acid Spitters, their home is the Forgotten Forest. Did I see your question? Probably not. If you didn't do the red at me thing, then I probably missed it. At 1.6, I think, is when all the other elementals come into the game. The storm elemental and the ice elemental. Do I think hybrids will be too powerful with clans full of Kickstarters? I don't know. I mean, hybrids are powerful, but you know, they're not the be-all, end-all of dragons. So my plan is that every dragon in the game will have a purpose and a role that no other dragon can fill. And you know, hybrid it's a big, strong dragon, but it's not the best dragon, because I don't want there to be a best dragon in Day of Dragons. I want every dragon to be, you know, something that would fill a role, and really just come down to play style, what your play style is. You might not like playing a hybrid. But a lot of people will play the hybrid just because it's really big. The Bio Dragon's model's done. It's not animated yet, so it just has to wait its turn for animations, like a lot of the other ones. Each of the biomes will be a different map. There will, you know, there will be caves in maps, and there might be something different in the cave, like the Bio Dragon. You know, it's got it. You know, it has like this shimmering caves. You know that it has these flowers it eats and all that stuff. So that will kind of look like a different biome, um, but it'll be in the same map as the Forgotten Forest. Plan skins, new colors, also tree climbing dragons. Yeah, we always have planned skins with different colors. Tree climbing dragons. I know the micros will be able to nest in trees. Don't know if that's really a tree climbing dragon, because you just fly up to your nest. But we do want it to be able to latch onto the side of a tree, or perch on a limb on certain trees. So, will there be an Eastern dragon that can fly without wings, or is this game based a little bit on science and zero magic? This game is more realistic and science-based, so we don't plan on having a flying dragon that doesn't have wings. We do have ideas for Eastern dragon, but it's going to be a water dragon, so it'll be able to fly in the water, not in the air. Will Shadow Scale be stronger when more creatures come out? You know, I'm always going to be watching game, you know, the different balance. If, you know, Shadow Scale's role is a sniper class, you know, ranged DPS, and if it ever gets too weak to fulfill that role, then, you know, we'll buff its range damage. But, you know, its armor is really weak. It's got great speed, great, you know, super awesome camouflage, and long range, and does good damage. So, you know, if I ever have to balance the damage so that it stays viable, you know, I have no problem doing that. Right now, it's pretty balanced with the Acid Spitter. We'll be seeing how it does against Flame Stalkers. The next wyvern will be the Inferno Ravager. The wyvern after that will be the Singe Crest. Will the Flame Stalker be on the Forgotten Forest map or the Volcanic map? Right now it's going to spawn in the Forgotten Forest map, but when the mega map is completed, it will spawn in the Lava Lands. That's its home. I have plans to allow you to see a killed dragon's stats. I don't see why you would need to look at the stats of a dead dragon. But I don't have any plans of adding that, but who knows, I might add that. I guess if you wanted to see if you killed like something with a bunch of pluses. Yes, there are enemies in this game. They're just, you know, the elementals are the enemies. They're just not in yet. Gliding drakes, maybe. Shadow Scale is one of the fastest and most agile flying dragons. It's a little more clumsy on the ground though. Singe Crest can both heal and cure bleed. it can cure bleed, like it can stop a bleed right now because it has a cauterizing flame. That's its special ability. Cauterizing flame. And it has a passive healing aura that improves your your healing. It doesn't instant heal you or cast a heal on you. It just has a passive aura that helps you to heal faster. What will the Venom Drake special ability be? I'm still thinking about that. Inferno Ravager's home is the dangerous dunes. It's a desert dragon. Cap elders. I'm not sure what you mean by capping elders. Like how many elders can be on the server, or like capping their stats? You all doing a great job. Don't rush or overwork yourselves, please. Thank you. Our doves are doing a tremendous job. Very proud of them. We ever buff Acid Spitter's stamina? We already have. They have a lot of stamina. Since Sinchcrest is Episcopal, will Ocean be added to maps, or do they get fish from lakes? Right now they're going to get fish from the lakes, like the big lake, but they are technically a tropical island dragon, and we we want to do a tropical island biome eventually, but that'll come with the ocean if we do an ocean expansion. Tropical biomes would be in that, so, and the underwater biomes. Capping, are we going to cap server elder limits? How many elders can be on the server? I don't think so. With all the elders I'm seeing though, it's kind of showing us that it's probably too easy to become an elder for the people that have access to the mushrooms. So we are going to be changing the elder system to both make it harder for people to camp and also making it harder for people to become an elder. Well, there's anything bigger than Category 10? No. Category 10 is the Terror class, so there's nothing more terrifying than a Terror class. Mind picking up a child? Is there a hatchling right underneath me or something? I'm on PvE servers, so I can only pick up somebody if they're in the group with me. And look, I have a group invite. Wow, look at all the people in my group. This is not my group. I can't pick them up because they've already been picked up. Don't worry, my teeth aren't sharp, so you should be fine. They're just really pointy. How will the Inferno compare to the Flame Stalker when it comes to ground and air mobility? The Inferno will be better in the air than the Flame Stalker. Flame Stalker will be better on the ground as far as like mobility. When it comes to fighting, the Flame Stalker's bite is weaker than the Inferno's, but the Flame Stalker has more armor. So they're going to be balanced where Flame Stalker is like, its bite is a little weaker, but it has more armor, so better protection against biting. The Inferno has weaker armor and less protection against biting, but their bite does a whole lot more damage. So the way they're kind of designed and balanced is Inferno Ravager is more like a melee DPS. Like if you want like pure DPS, then you want to go Ravager. If you want to be more like, you want to have a better balance between offense and defense, and you like to solo more, then you'll probably want to be more of a Stalker, Flame Stalker. So that's kind of like the playstyle differences. You want to be a little tanky with good DPS, Flame Stalker. If you don't want to be tanky at all and you just want pure DPS, do as much damage as you can and maybe die if you're outnumbered, then Ravager. The Nurse Dragon, the big, or are you talking about the big Rhino AI? The Rhino AI creature, I think, is a class 7, I think. 6 or 7. It's a class 6 or 7 AI. Will there be a dragon that will be able to swim and fly? Yes. The Inferno Ravager's ability is Inferno, Blazing Inferno, and it can set itself on fire. So anything that comes in contact with the Inferno takes fire damage. You don't even have to, get fire breathed on you. If you just get close to it, you take fire damage. So it's kind of like his only defense because his armor is so bad. He's got very smooth skin, so he doesn't have big, thick scales to protect him. but he is 100% fireproof. So, you know, part of being 100% fireproof is, you know, you're weak to other types of damages. So his main defense is his ability to set himself on fire and, you know, protect himself from by doing damage to people that try to bite him or get close to him. Will there be floating islands in the game? Maybe. I think it'd be cool, as long as they look cool. The decaying bite puts a decay effect on whoever you bite, and that decay effect drains stamina and armor. So, you know, decays their armor and their stamina. It's a debuff. Does the Rhino AI run in herds? Yeah. Yes. With the ocean biome, would water dragons be forced to stay in the one biome, or will there be a way to survive outside that biome? There'll be underwater portals. They'll be able to go through an underwater portal, and that'll lead to another body of water on another biome. When DOT is finished, will it get ported to console, or will it be PC only? It will be PC only, but we are going to come out with a single player version that will be on console, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. But the multiplayer version is not coming to console. It'll remain PC only. But we are bringing a single player version of DOD to consoles in the future. Weather system, I don't know. I watched a game that had a weather system, had lightning effects on it, and just a couple flashes and I was already getting a headache. I hate lightning in effect in games because my eyes are really light sensitive, so I don't know. We did do some rain. We have a rain effect. I haven't tried it out yet or put it on the test server, but we did try some rain. I have to see how it does and see if I like it or not. There's a lot of people asking for a weather system, but not everybody even likes the day-night cycle. So they're like, the night's too long, and we do want to shorten the nighttime. We want to do a 2-1 ratio where the day is, let's say an hour long, and the night is 30 minutes long. Right now it's 1-to-1, so an hour of day and an hour of night. And the reason why a lot of games do a 1-to-1 is because the world is a sphere. So you have a 360-degree rotator that the sun rotates around, and if you want a smooth day-night The easiest way to do it is have a 1-to-1 day-night cycle where, you know, from like 180 to negative 180, or 90 to negative 90 is, you know, day, and, you know, negative 90 to 90 is night. So that's why a lot of games it's 1-to-1, because it's just the easiest way to. But I do plan on, you know, coming up with a algorithm that speeds night up ×2. The reason why I haven't done it yet is because I have a time zone system where every biome has its own time zone, and it's just going to take it's going to be some math that I have to, you know, do to, and my brain has to not be tired for me to do math things like that. So. Will there be dragons with fur? I hope not. We'll have feather dragons. I don't know about fur dragons. Maybe we will. I really like Elliot. You know, he's one of my favorite dragons. And he's a fur dragon with green fur. And, so maybe we'll have a furry dragon in the game. I don't know yet. The song Death Dragon. I don't know what that one is. I'd have to look that up. But a dragon that can shoot another dragon and lure dragons to them, kind of like a siren or something. No plans on a dragon like that. Weather system? I think I already answered that question. Calamity is like tornadoes, earthquakes, snowstorms. Snowstorms, good possibility. We'll see snowstorms in the winter winds. Calamities and earthquakes and tornadoes, probably not. Earthquakes would involve screen shake, and I do not like screen shake. Granted, I could make an option where you could turn screen shake off, or, you know, leave it off and have people turn it on if they want it. But other than, you know, a rumble sound and screen shake, you'd have no idea that there was an actual earthquake happening. And if my screen, you know, screen shake just makes me dizzy. I don't like it. So, I don't know, maybe you guys like that kind of stuff, but lightning flashes and screen shaky earthquakes, I don't like that. It's headache and dizziness for me. So. Will there be any perks in the future from beta players? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. The plan to make one large map and have varying biomes within it? Yeah, that's the mega map. The mega map is one large map with multiple biomes. It's just the other biomes aren't done yet. Because you know, we're in the market right now for a level designer to join our team. The community has spoken. They want me to focus on programming and not level design. So, but I did design this map. This is my map. I made this. I used a 3D map generator software called Gaia, and it's kind of similar to like World Creator, you know, World Machine, node-based, you know. I like it. I liked it better than World Machine, World Creator. But I'm not too artsy, so it's kind of, it doesn't come easy to me to make artsy stuff. The Flame Stalker will be in the test server this month. The month of February, testers will be able to start messing around with it. The devs are able to mess around with it right now in the test server. But the devs need to do, you know, we have to mess with it first, because we have, testers are like, oh, this is broke, that's broke. It's like, yeah, we know. We know it's broke. You don't have to report that. We already know it's broke. So we go through the things that we, you know, that we need to do first, and then the testers, then we give to the testers and say, okay, I need you to check, you know, check its stats, check its animations, check its abilities, you know, its attacks, and see if everything's working, the flight, and if anything needs fixed. How does it feel? You know, give us feedback, suggestions, you know, things like that. Will there be a dragon that has multiple elements? No. Well, maybe. There is a dragon that has multiple elements, but we don't talk about him. Can we hear the adult calls? The adult calls are not synced properly. The alpha calls are, so not on YouTube. Maybe after YouTube's over, then I'll show you the adult calls, but not during YouTube. So I know that somebody's gonna go ahead and pick apart the YouTube video, and they'll say, hey, look, that's broken. He said this and he said that. Or I don't know. There's people out there that just they're really mean. Oh. Look how pretty those eyes are. Beautiful, beautiful dragon eyes. You see the heat pits in his nose? Those are heat pits right there. Right there. And of course his nostrils, but then he's got the thermal heat pits in his nose for smelling heat. Will the Blitz be able to hold its own against other dragons? The Blitz is not. It's not really a offense or defense type dragon. It's more of a specialized dragon. Its ability is mainly crowd control, so it's more of a support dragon. Now against small, its main, like against even class dragons, one-on-one, if it can stun the other dragon and then do its lightning attacks on the other dragon, you know, it would have a good chance of winning. But if the other dragon gets close to it and starts biting it, it's going to be at a disadvantage, because the Blitz's way of killing things is to either fry it with lightning or stun it and eat it whole. So like smaller dragons, like let's say a bio, so if a Blitz stunned a bio dragon, he'd be able to just slither over to the bio dragon and just gulp it down whole while it's stunned, and then it's, you know, it's dead. If, you know, it was fighting a shadow scale, it would be a plasma versus lightning battle, or if the shadow scale came in and started biting it, the Blitz would want to try to do its EMP stun ability and stun the shadow scale and either get away or try to kill it with its lightning attack. So but you know, the EMP is more of a get out, get away type thing than, or a, you know, stun and eat thing. So you could, you know, try it. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, stun is strong, but the Blitz Striker isn't really a real strong offensive class. You know, the lightning beam attack, you know, it definitely does damage, but it, you know, it doesn't have a lot of health. It's very slow on the ground. So hopefully that answered your question. It's going to be more specialized. Good for solo killing smaller dragons. Good in groups. You know, stun a target. Not really meant for 1v1ing. So. Its main role, the Blitz Striker's main role, is crowd control. That's if you like playing crowd control classes in games, then you'd like the Blitz Striker. Yes, there will be improvements. There will be improvements coming to the game's lighting, so I will work on that later when we get more into the polish phase. But right now the lighting is sufficient. But yeah, I do plan on working to improve it better. Once the Flame Stalker is released, will we get a consistent update schedule? No. Schedules are hard to keep, so we can schedule an update every 2 months, but it doesn't mean we're going to have an update come out every 2 months. You know, there's factors out of my control, you know, and I also don't want to overwork devs to try to make a deadline every, you know, X amount of months. So we work, and as things are ready, then we release them. No, we don't plan on Steam achievements. That's just more work for us and doesn't add anything to the game. I know some people collect achievements, but I'm not really interested in adding Steam achievements to DOD. What would be the outcome of Acid Spitter and a Blitz Striker? Well, the Acid Spitter is gonna get stunned, that's for sure. The question is, can the Blitz kill the Acid Spitter before the Acid Spitter kills the Blitz? So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Blitz is a higher class than Acid Spitter. Blitz is a class 4, Acid Spitter is a class 3. So Blitz should have an advantage. Will Blitz be an elusive creature? Yeah, I mean, he kind of wants to be elusive. He's really slow on the ground, so if he gets caught on the ground, he's going to need to EMP and then either fly away, or I guess he could fight if he feels he can win, but he'll be a good flyer, so he'll be pretty good flying in the air. But really slow on the ground. Nope, I couldn't pull up in time. Oh, wow, I actually touched grass. That was close. I almost hit the ground. Yeah, we do plan on having a two-legged dragon that walks on two legs. Well, it's about 10 o'clock, and I am going to go ahead and end this stream. Appreciate all the questions and all of you that tuned in to watch me play as the Flame Stalker a little bit. We're really excited to be bringing this next dragon into Day of Dragons. I know everybody's been looking forward to playing as a Flame Stalker. There's a lot of fire dragon people out there, and we can't wait to bring them to you. Boy, he looks looks so cool. Hope you all got your questions answered. Hope you all learned something in the stream. And we hope to see you on Day of Dragons official servers. Or maybe we'll pop into a private server and hang out with everybody as a Flame Stalker. But you should be seeing more of this beautiful dragon in the coming weeks as we get them closer and closer to being ready to go live in the 1.m update as we introduce the Flame Stalker. We appreciate all the love and encouragement that some of you give us, and we are going to keep on working and keeping making this game be awesome.